There are deaths that become legends.
And places that seem to watch those legends unfold.
Tonight we explore two stories shaped by silence, shadow, and what may or may not be left behind.
We're opening the door on two tales wrapped in elegance and unease. Stories shaped by fame, silence, and the unsettling feeling that not everything is meant to be seen or explained.
Two stories where beauty masks something far more disturbing.
Top off your glass. This is Killer Hangover Podcast.
Hello, I'm Beth, the daughter, lifelong rabbit hole explorer like Alice, and the one who asks one more question.
And I'm Bettina, the mother, practical thinker, occasional believer, and professional side eye roller. I mean, really, do you blame me?
Side-eye giver? Yeah, no, that's
And
you.
this is episode 10 of season 2. How are you?
I don't know. I'm great. I had 2 Alanis before this episode. I am ready to go. I knew it was going to be a late night, so.
Oh my gosh.
It's like probably way too much caffeine.
Yeah.
That's like, if I have a heart attack right now, you'll know why.
Oh my gosh.
I survive on Alanis, though.
Oh, that's awful. It's not good for you.
I know. Believe me, I know. Gosh, do they taste good. So, the other thing we're going to drink, though.
Please.
Okay.
It's been sitting here for so long. I just want a drink of it.
Okay. This is the Sterling Silver cocktail.
Okay.
Okay. So, it will make sense when my story is told. Mom is doing the true crime. I have the paranormal. I found a fun little tie to tie our stories together. We
Good.
were supposed to cover these stories like for the second episode, but then I planned a vacation that went and visited around what I'm covering. So then we had to keep pushing this back. And so, yeah.
Yeah, so excuse me if I stumble because, I wrote this like 6 months ago.
It's going to be news to her too.
It will be. Oh, really?
No way. Guess what? Okay, so the sterling silver cocktail. I doubled it and it really didn't make a lot, but I think it's because it is straight alcohol.
Oh. Do we need an olive or something in here?
Well, actually it calls for a lemon twist, which I did put in there, and it just sinks to the bottom.
Something
Looks like little
floating.
worms in there.
There's a worm laying in the bottom of the
There
glass.
there are little lemon things in there, and they're candied,
Oh.
but they just sink to the bottom like little worms. They look like little gummy worms.
Oh, my glass is sticky too.
I try not to get it on the outside. 2 ounces of premium vodka or gin. We chose gin.
My fave.
1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. 1/4 ounce of elderflower liqueur.
Ooh, love that stuff.
My favorite too. And then a dash of orange bitters. And that'll
Nice.
make you not a very large drink, but obviously, as you just heard, that is all
Alcohol.
alcohol.
Well, you did say that we don't have any coupes, and you did say it was supposed to be served in a
Did have
coupe.
coops, but they fell and shattered all over shattered. Like
But-
little pieces everywhere.
If this was in a coupe, it would fill a coupe. I mean, it would
would.
nicely fill a coupe. So
It would nicely fill a coupe. So you stir with plenty of ice until ice cold. Strain into a well-chilled coupe or
wine
Glass.
glass.
You do a lemon twist. You express the oils and discard or drop in. Well, I dropped it in. Plop. Cheers.
Cheers.
Episode 10.
Wow, that's not bad.
The elderflower
Elderflower.
just adds, it just softens it so much.
It does. Oh, totally.
Isn't that delicious?
I wouldn't say it's delicious.
I think it's really
it's not
good.
bad, but I like dirty, dirty martinis too. So
Yeah. I mean, if you don't like martinis or you don't want to taste the alcohol, I mean, that's definitely beware for my haunting because this is going to go straight to my head.
holy guacamole. That is alcohol.
Sterling silver cocktail.
Wow. And we have what? We have 2 more episodes after this.
Yes. So season 2 is going to go into 12 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a little pause before season 3. I guess we haven't announced that yet.
No, we haven't because people have asked me and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, but obviously you have the Patreon to keep your hangovers hanging.
Hanging on.
You remember from Jack the Ripper what a hangover is the rope that they tied in those rooms.
That's
And
right.
they'd pay like, what was it, 2 pence to hang over? So,
Oh my gosh. Oh, I'd rather have this hangover. Oh, sometimes not. Never mind.
what?
I'm not touching that while I'm telling you the story.
So, yeah, you can join us on Patreon. Don't forget. But yes, 3 episodes left. This one and 2 more. And they're goodies too. I'm really psyched for these next 3 episodes.
I'm pretty excited too.
Okay. I'm excited for this one.
Are you ready?
Are you?
Oh, yeah. All right, let me begin.
Please.
Natalia Zakharenka is the topic of this true crime, or rather her death is. You may know her as Natalie Wood,
I am obsessed.
child actress who started off at age 4 in the opening scene of the movie Happy Land.
4. Can you imagine? And then Hollywood back then,
Well, how that all came about is they were filming in her hometown, and the director asked the townspeople if they would like to join in for the little town scenes. And Natalie,
like
extras,
yeah.
right? And Natalie showed up. Well, her mother pushed her out, and she showed up for this, and she was definitely picked. I mean, she was just
she's
a beautiful child.
gorgeous.
A year later, remembering the little girl, Pitcho called the family and asked if Natalie could audition for the child part in the movie Tomorrow's Forever. Natalie got the part, but was told she had to change her name because,
What was her name originally?
Natalia Zakharenka
Yeah.
just doesn't roll off the tongue. So she changed it to Natalie Wood.
Why?
We asked the question of why people name streets things. How did she, I mean, she's changing her name.
Well, Natalie, Natalia.
Well, sure.
But Wood, I have no idea where that came from. Sorry. I should have looked into that. But this is already 15.
Did not mean to put you on the spot.
It's already 15 pages long, so we'll have to cover that in our
Patreon, our after hours.
our after hours. At age 8 years old, she played Susan in
Miracle on 34th Street.
very good. Her mother, Maria, pushed little Natalie into movie upon movie upon movie, telling her to just keep quiet, do what you're told, and you'll keep your job.
She's so mature, and I know that's the character that she plays in Miracle on 34th Street.
But I
But
think
you
she was as a child.
She was like that, though.
She didn't
you can
have
kinda tell that was really,
her.
yeah.
She didn't have a childhood.
Just
It was
her.
movie after movie after movie. And she went through some pretty horrible stuff as a child. But Maria, her mother, just said, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Push it under. You don't want that, your part to be full by anybody else. As an example, while filming the movie The Green Promise, the bridge that 10-year-old Natalie was standing on collapsed.
Oh my gosh.
In her fall, she broke her wrist. Maria made her push through. Natalie was not allowed to say anything because Maria feared her daughter would be replaced by another child actress.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing was ever done for the wrist because Maria couldn't have Natalie walking around with a cast on.
Can't do that.
Yep. So the bones healed kind of funny. Lena, Natalie's sister, wrote in her book that's called Natalie, a Memoir by her sister. She said, even as Natalie grew older, she would always wear a large bracelet on her left wrist to hide
look for that.
the bone protrusion. Very talented child star Natalie grew up being pushed hard by her mother. She was often physically and mentally exhausted and felt lonely and somewhat neglected. Like we said, she had no childhood.
So was her mom this hard on?
No.
Did she just have a sister, or did she have other siblings?
She had a sister.
Was
No.
her sister like neglected then?
I don't know. Good question. Write these down.
Neglected sister.
Okay, Natalie at age 16 had an affair with a 40-year-old director,
Oh my gosh.
Nicholas Ray.
Was this okay? That's not an affair. That's called taking a. Anyway.
She admitted that she instigated the relationship. Yeah.
At 16?
She was
Would you-
16, he was 40. Sorry.
No, that's.
At this point, she was
Right.
tired of being pushed around with no say in her life. So Natalie seized power and control, and she got herself cast as a troubled teenager in Ray's movie
West Side Story?
Rebel Without a Cause.
Oh shit, we're not there yet. I knew Rebel Without a Cause. Gosh darn it.
James Dean.
Go back. Go back. Oh, I'm the one who edits this. Rebel Without a Cause.
As for Natalie's relationship with Robert Wagner, RJ,
Yeah.
so I will be referring to him as RJ or Wagner. Well, that started for
What was the
Natalie.
J for?
John.
Robert John Wagner?
Yeah.
Oh, boring.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know if it started for John or not. I just thought
Liar.
I'd say that. Natalie says that when she was 10 years old, he was 18 when I first saw him walking down the hall at 20th Century Fox. She said this to People in 1976. I turned to my mother and I said, I'm going to marry him. Can you just see her doing that?
Yes. But you know what? My girlfriend's going to hate me for saying this, but my friend Billy did that to her current husband.
Oh my gosh.
He's significantly old. Well, not significantly. Adam, I know you're not like 70 or anything like that, but he is older, and she was like a little kid at her older high school brother's baseball games and looked at her mom and said, I'm going to marry him.
Oh my
And she
gosh.
ended up marrying him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to marry Sean Cassidy when I was that. David Cassidy. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, David. I was going to marry David
No
Cassidy.
wonder you didn't marry him. You couldn't even call him the right
I
name.
called him his brother instead.
I was gonna marry JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh yeah, that's right.
God, or Devin Sawa. Come on. That's why I didn't marry him. I couldn't decide which one. I just had so many options.
Robert Wagner was a hardworking, good-looking actor who was in a few movies, but
He's good looking.
he was. I think so. I mean, not like
For the time, I know he was
for
he
the
had
time.
look.
Yeah, for the time he had the look. He wasn't breathtaking or anything, but he was good looking. Yeah.
Mm.
He was in a few movies, but he didn't really move forward in that movie business. He was better known for TV shows like It Takes a Thief and Heart to Heart.
To Heart, yeah.
Those are the most well known. The two ran into each other again when Natalie was 17, and this time Robert noticed her too. On July 20th, 1956, Natalie's 18th birthday, she and RJ went out on their first date.
Oh, she's official now.
So at least he waited, right? Mm-hmm.
Sure, if that's the story they tell.
They were engaged and married on December 28th, 1957, when Natalie was 19 years old. This couple seemed madly in love. Both Natalie and Robert were stars in their own right at this time. Natalie was much more well known, but Natalie had something she always hungered for, a stable life. This is something she always wanted.
She kind of looked up to him probably as like a father figure almost.
Yeah.
That supportive, like.
Well,
How
I'm looking. I'm just.
With her dad?
I have seen nothing about the dad thing.
The dad thing.
And Robert was, what, 18 years older than her? Yeah. No, 8 years older. Sorry, 8 years. So it's not.
So it's not like.
He's not an old man compared to her.
No. I wonder what the dad thing was like.
Yeah, no.
Dad thing.
In 1960, Natalie starred in the movie Splendor in the Grass with co-star Warren Beatty. The two got close during the filming of the movie. This bothered Wagner tremendously. He was pretty insecure, primarily because
Well, I mean, she's a star.
Natalie was becoming an international film star. Does your dog need to go out?
She's scratching like she thinks she does.
Should I let her?
Like dementia, so God knows what she really needs.
Are we ready?
We're back.
Technical difficulties? No, dog difficulties.
Always.
All right. So Wagner was a bit stagnant at this time, so he was a little jealous of Natalie.
Yeah.
He became so jealous of the two that he was prepared of Beatty and Natalie.
Oh, I was like, there's okay, sorry.
That he,
Man, that break.
I know, back here, he was prepared to kill Beatty, but didn't go through with it.
Did he? How do you
Like
know?
he was going
How do you know that, Mom? How do you know that he was going to kill?
inside information. I have my sources.
He told you.
No. I think he even bought a gun to do this.
Did he tell somebody?
Yeah. I mean, it was knowledge, but not wide known knowledge, but he didn't go through with it.
Sure.
You know, he
Probably
was
just said like at a drunken party kind of a thing.
I'm going to kill him.
Yeah. Just like that.
Their marriage was on shaky grounds, and in 1961, the couple separated, then divorced the following year. Of course, rumors flew as to why the golden couple split. There were two rumors that were going around. I'm going to repeat them, even though they were just rumors. One, Natalie was having
Such a gossip.
I know.
God, spill the tea, Mama. Spill the tea.
One, and Natalie was having an affair with Beatty.
I mean, duh. I mean, that's clear.
Two, and Natalie caught Robert in bed with another man.
Oh.
I don't think that was true, but you know, it is Hollywood.
You never know.
Natalie and Beatty did date for a short period of time after the divorce, but neither was ready for a relationship. Natalie's inherent low self-esteem was creeping up in several relationship failures, and she actually attempted suicide and ended up at Cedar Hospital under a fake name.
I did not know. How old was she?
Oh, this was in around 63, 62, 63.
I just can't imagine the pressures of these women that started as child stars, like
Well,
Judy Garland.
men too.
And,
I mean,
these
child stars.
I know, but just, and not to take away from the men either. I mean, they had their own pressures as well, but these women that these little girls that had to grow up so quickly and were sexualized so young. And we even see that today, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
it's just, and then all this like Marilyn Monroe, Judy Garland, Shirley Temple. It's just, it's dark.
No. Yeah, it is.
No, yeah.
No, yeah.
It's a Midwestern thing that we do. I don't know.
No, yeah.
We do. Yes.
What the hell does that even mean?
It's such a Midwestern thing, but it's, no. Yeah.
We have to think about it for a minute. No. Compute, process. Yeah. No, it's always the safest thing
It
to
just flows
say.
though. It's like, no. Yeah.
We get back to Natalie.
Please.
When she was released from the hospital, she stepped away from Hollywood to work on herself. So she just dropped Hollywood.
Good.
Natalie rejoined the film industry as a stronger and more in control woman. And in 1969, after her 3-year hiatus, she starred in Bob and Carol, Ted and Alice. She had been dating film producer Richard Grayson, and they married in May 1969. Their daughter, Natasha, was born in 1970, and Natalie was head over heels in love with this little girl. Unfortunately, Grayson started feeling left out. I'm sorry. It's just,
Tell us how you really feel, Mom.
and so he started looking for love in other places. When Natalie discovered his affair, she divorced him in 1972. Affairs were something she just could not forgive. And that's why I think she did not have an affair with Beatty. She was so...
Well, think about it too. She waited till she was 18 to officially date. I don't.
Well, she dated
that 40
when she was 40.
Just kidding. She's
When-
not a rule follower.
and he was 49. Yeah. But she had this strong aversion to affairs. She just thought those were the worst things ever.
That's why I want to know what the dad thing was.
Once you get married, period. You don't
Well,
go
that's kind of how it's supposed to be.
sleeping.
so-
You don't go sleeping with other people. Wagner had also remarried back to WJ, RJ.
Oh, we're throwing another name in here. Okay. WJ.
Wagner had also remarried in 1963 to Marion Marshall, an actress. They had a daughter, Katie. The couple divorced in 1971. These marriages just aren't lasting. Wagner and Natalie crossed paths.
Any of those marriages back then did Hollywood.
Oh no, there's some that last a lifetime. Bob Hope was married to his wife. I mean, there's several that marry. I mean, they were a lifetime.
I just read is it The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo? It's a book. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh, like Elizabeth Taylor. How many husbands? I think she had 5 husbands,
It's kind of
5 or 6 husbands. Yeah.
Sorry. Go on.
My, how we just go off on tangents. Okay, so Wagner and Natalie crossed paths at a Hollywood gathering in 1972, and a few months later, they remarried
Oh.
on Wagner's yacht named Splendor. The same yacht that 9 years later, the world would hear about. In 1974, the family welcomed baby Courtney. Neither Natalie or Robert would work for a while, choosing instead to spend time with each other and the children, because now they had 3 in the blended family. Then in 1979, Wagner became a household name because of his role in the TV show Heart to Heart, which was a big deal at the time, where he co-starred with Jill St. John who would later become his third and present wife. So now, with Robert working, Natalie started to become restless and entered the film industry when she starred with Christopher Walken in the movie Brainstorm, released
Gosh, I totally forgot Christopher Walken was a part of this story.
released in 1983, 2 years after her death. Robert once again got that jealous feeling and was convinced that Natalie and Walken were having an affair, or he was jealous of Natalie and her stardom once again in the movie industry, which is, I mean, movies are just set higher than TV shows, so whichever, Robert began picking fights with Natalie and the relationship again became strained. Forward to the fateful trip, Thanksgiving weekend, 1981. I just thought I'd give you some history into the couple and to kind of what was going on beforehand.
That's needed with this story. What's needed?
Okay, the captain of the 60-foot yacht Splendor was Dennis DeVerne. Robert and Natalie had been on board many times since their wedding in 1972. It was one of their favorite things to do, alone or with their children. I have to add something really important here.
Please.
Although Natalie enjoyed the yacht, she was terrified of open waters.
Yeah.
Especially at night when the water was dark. And she never learned to swim because of her fear of water.
That was so odd. She loved the yacht. Like, they loved going out on it, but she never learned to swim and was terrified of the water. So how do you enjoy the yacht?
Well, as long as she doesn't go in the water, I guess. I don't know.
But you're out on open water.
You are. On November 27th, 1981, Dennis stocked the boat with food and alcohol. Did I say alcohol? Alcohol.
That's why they enjoyed the yacht, because it was a party. When
Lots
they got on the
of
yacht.
alcohol for the trip to Catalina Island. The weather that weekend was supposed to be cold and heavy storms were anticipated, which would make for choppy waters. And although Dennis warned the Wagners about this, they insisted on going. But I think this was mostly Robert.
And I'm sorry, who's Dennis?
Dennis is the captain of the boat.
That's right. Sorry. All these extra names.
The ship, I'll add more. The ship set sail with not only the Wagners and Dennis, but also Natalie's co-star in Brainstorm, Christopher Walken. A lot of alcohol was consumed. And Robert's jealousy started to flare. Remember, he thought Natalie and Christopher were having an affair. And according to Dennis, Robert lost his temper and the couple's fight was so intense that Natalie wanted to leave the boat. She and Dennis took the dinghy, on which she was absolutely terrified. Because, it's just a dinghy. It's not the boat.
Exactly what it sounds like, a dinghy.
It's tiny. And Dennis took her to the island, and they spent the night at Avalon Hotel, of course, in separate rooms. The next morning, after their attempt of getting a seaplane home fell through, Natalie and Dennis took the dinghy back to the yacht. Natalie cooked breakfast, and the night was forgotten.
So, if he thought that they were having an affair, why did he let him come on the yacht with them?
Good question. Was that
Is it just like to feel it out? Like,
keep your enemies close type thing? Find them in the act?
Act like you're okay with it and then catch them in it? Like,
yeah. I don't know.
I don't like that.
Robert insisted that they travel from where they were anchored to the Isthmus of Catalina, a more solitude part of the island. Again, Dennis warned of the weather, but on they went. In the late afternoon, Christopher and Natalie went to shore to have happy hour at the one restaurant on that side of the island, Doug's Harbor Reef. And just a note,
Why did they go by themselves?
Dennis states in his book, Goodbye, Natalie, Goodbye, Splendor, that he saw nothing but friendship between Christopher and Natalie. Robert blew it totally out of proportion.
I just have to play devil's advocate here, though. Like, if
Okay,
they get into a fight, so she knows that her husband obviously is sensitive about her relationship with Christopher, then why then, like, the next day or within the next 24 hours after you fight about that relationship, go off with him on your own?
okay,
Wouldn't
I'm
you
just
want
gonna
to keep your
throw
husband and avoid that?
some theory. I mean, just some ideas. Maybe Robert was taking a nap. He was sleeping. He said, "Whatever, go." They didn't. They were tired of sitting on the boat. They wanted to go see something else. They were just friends.
I'm not
So
arguing that.
it's like, okay, we're just friends. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. And don't think that Natalie was a wallflower.
No,
She was not.
no, I
So,
couldn't
I
imagine
can
her.
see her just going,
There's
screw.
nothing wrong with this.
There's
so
nothing
why am
wrong
I
with
gonna
him.
stay
Screw
here?
him. I mean, just he's welcome to come. He don't want to, so we're going.
Yeah.
You know. All right, we got so excited, I lost my place. Robert and Dennis joined the two friends later that evening, and the four had dinner, and again, lots of drinks. When the party of four got on the dinghy at 10:30 to head back to the yacht, the night manager of the restaurant was very worried they wouldn't make it back because they were all so drunk. So worried that he asked Kirk Craig of the Harbor Patrol to check on them. They did make it safely back, and the drinking continued. Let me say something about this dinghy that I read. The lights on the dinghy were out. They didn't work. So one of the men steered the dinghy, and another man held a big flashlight for them to see. Okay.
And you're drunk, and the water's choppy, and it's windy.
So just keep in mind about this dinghy.
It just seems dumb and dingy.
Yes, Beth, it does.
Again, I edit this, so I can cut that out.
Along with the alcohol came Robert's
Jealousy.
And here is where the story becomes as murky as the seawater that night.
Oh, look at you. Clever little drop there.
There are conflicting stories. One being that Robert got so angry that he smashed a wine bottle that caused Natalie to go down to her bedroom, basically to help with him. All right. The other, that Robert and Christopher were in a heated discussion about politics, and Natalie was bored, so she headed down. The other is
I
that
get it, girl. I get it.
the other is that she didn't even continue drinking with them. She went straight to the bedroom to get ready for bed.
But for some reason, she left and went down to her room.
Yes, for some reason. Whatever happened to separate Natalie from the men. By 11 o'clock, she was missing. Robert placed a call at 1:30 to the restaurant to ask whether Natalie had shown up there. Did you notice where he called?
I'm so confused. You're on a yacht and somebody's missing. And that doesn't...
She was missing at 11 o'clock. The call was placed at 1:30. He called.
Are you checking like in every cupboard?
He called the restaurant.
So is the dinghy there on the yacht though?
No.
The dinghy's not there anymore?
He called the restaurant, not the Coast Guard.
But where's the dinghy?
Well, we're not talking about the dinghy yet.
Well, I'm just asking. He called, meaning there had to have been signs that she's not on the boat, that she took something to get there.
Supposedly.
She didn't swim.
Supposedly. Right, she didn't
can't
swim. 2 hours later at 3:30, a call was placed to the Coast Guard.
Why so long?
Robert suggested that Natalie had heard the dinghy banging against the yacht and had tried to secure the craft, and because of the waves that night, she had fallen into the water and drowned. Okay.
He has this theory now, but
can you think of anything that is wrong with that theory?
Well, I can think of many things. First of all, his timing of I'm calling the Coast Guard.
No, don't worry about the
and
timing
now I
right
have,
now.
Like an actual
Don't worry about
story.
that timing or anything right now. Natalie is scared to death. about the dark waters.
Yeah. So why would she?
Why
go by
would
herself
she
to even?
lean over a boat and try to attach the dinghy?
No.
There's no way. As drunk as she, even if she was so drunk, she would not do it. There's no way.
So drunk that that noise isn't gonna bother.
Father,
you.
exactly. You're passed out. So, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
The dinghy was found in Blue Coven Cove, and shortly thereafter,
What?
Blue Coven Cove.
Stupid name. Who named that?
And shortly thereafter, at 8 a.m., helicopters spotted her body about 200 yards away towards Avalon. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Natalie was wearing a fleece nightgown, socks, and a red down jacket. The 43-year-old actress had died the way she had always feared she would, drowning in dark, deep waters, and her loving husband did not even ID her body. He sent Dennis to do it.
Well, is he just too distraught?
Robert,
Side-eye.
side-eye, big time. Robert immediately got a lawyer, as did Christopher Walken, but that was probably not suspicious because they were both high-profile
right away.
actors.
Even if you're not a high-profile actor, get a lawyer right away.
72 hours later, the autopsy of Natalie Wood was completed by Dr. Thomas Noguchi. In the report, Noguchi reported Natalie's alcohol level at 0.14%.
Wow.
Anything above 0.10% is considered high. The notes also included bruises on her face and her arms and legs.
But that could have come from like hitting rocks
Or the boat.
or a dinghy.
The doctor believed the bruises
Being hit.
were consistent with a fall overboard and then trying to get back onto the yacht
Oh my gosh,
Or-
can you imagine?
or the dinghy.
Anybody would hear her screaming. Why didn't anybody hear her if she fell over?
And Natalie Wood's death was ruled an accidental drowning. Oh, but they did. On December 3rd, 1981, Natalie was laid to rest in Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery. Her pallbearers may be names you recognize: Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, Laurence Olivier, Gregory Peck, and Frank Sinatra.
I had no idea. That actually made me kind of tear up. I don't know why. I think this alcohol is hitting me.
The end.
No.
No, it's not. In 2011, Dennis, the captain, came forward to police and pretty much anyone who would listen that the story he told when police questioned him in 1981 was rehearsed and directed by Robert Wagner.
In 2011, you said?
Yeah.
That was a little while ago. But it just seems like that was yesterday. I don't know why. Sorry, I don't know why.
Well, it was sooner than 1981, I guess.
Well, is Wagner dead?
No. So,
yeah,
no.
you said he's married.
Yeah, he's married. He's still alive. He an old
Watch what you say, girl. Because I know he's listening to Killer Hangover right now.
Oh, God. All right. Now, remember, they had 3 hours from, what was it, 11 to 1:30. So the story could have been manipulated during that time.
2 hours.
I'm just saying. In his new story, Dennis reconstructed the night. He said that the four were drinking wine on the yacht. Robert
Clearly, that 14%, yeah.
Robert started shouting and smashed a wine bottle on the table, asking Christopher if he wanted to F his wife. Initially, the wine bottle was not even brought up when, the police asked questions about it. Then
There used to be wine and
Robert said that it had smashed because of the waves, but most likely he did smash it because his fingerprints were found on the shards of the bottle.
I'm sorry, but those are some pretty crazy waves. I've dropped a bottle of wine and it didn't shatter.
Well, it depends on how it hits the ground, but yeah. Dennis said that Natalie was humiliated and headed down to her and Robert's stateroom. Christopher also got up and went to his stateroom. Robert, still fuming, headed to the couple's bedroom and a loud and furious fight ensued. This part of the story has been supported by witnesses and have come forward to police saying they heard yelling and raised voices coming from the Splendor that night.
So, remind me, besides the captain and Christopher, who else was on the...
Just Natalie and Wagner. But there's other boats that are moored.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what are the witnesses? What ghost is there?
The mermaids that were in the water.
Hey, don't mess around with that. I don't know. Yeah.
So there were, I'm not saying there was a party boats going on, but there were a few boats
enough that they
moored.
heard fighting.
Yes. Is that right? Moored. They were anchored.
I'm just making up words now. I don't know.
They were anchored close by.
Yeah, because Christopher Walken hasn't talked about this publicly at all.
No.
Like, at all. Did he work with police?
No. Dennis was worried for Natalie, but did not go down to check on her. The couple were known to fight. Then all of a sudden, the fighting and voices stopped. That's when Dennis headed down to the back of the yacht where the stateroom was. He saw Robert standing at the swim step at the back of the yacht, looking out into the water. When Dennis asked him where Natalie was, he said he didn't know. Dennis wanted to call out and use a searchlight, but Robert said no. Instead, Robert led him to the front of the yacht, where he proceeded to open a bottle of scotch. Then he and Dennis drank the scotch until Robert called the restaurant.
So they didn't even, look.
According to Dennis, they did not. After speaking to Dennis about his recanted story, Detective Ralph Hernandez and John Corina re-examined the case and found holes in the initial investigation, and the case was reopened in 2011. Let's talk about the dang dinghy. That dang dingo. The dingoes ate my baby.
The dingoes ate my baby. Love that.
I'm sorry, I have to quote. That's from Seinfeld. It just popped into my head.
Dingy dingo. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Usually me dropping the quotes. Good job, Mom.
First and foremost, Natalie was deathly afraid of the water, especially at night.
Yep.
If the dinghy was banging the side of the yacht, she would have called Dennis to
Why
retie
the
it.
captain is hired, yeah.
She would not have done so herself. Being that afraid of the water. And again, she couldn't swim.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Okay. And also, she would never have tried to get into the dinghy and get to shore by herself. I mean, one, she was scared to death. Two, it didn't have lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
This would have been impossible for Natalie to do on her own.
Yeah,
The dinghy was not thoroughly looked at, but it was noted that scratches were found on the side of the dinghy as if someone was trying to climb aboard.
Oh, that's just is so scary to me. That is so sad. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I mean, that's I never want to envision dying, but drowning would have to be top fear.
You want me to keep going? Because I'm really diving into this.
Pun intended.
Talking about scratches and fingernails.
Not fingernails.
Dr. Noguchi had chosen not to scrape under Natalie's fingernails during the autopsy because he called it an accidental drowning. I would think that this is procedure. I mean, even if it's accident, I would think it was procedure. After the detectives reviewed Noguchi's autopsy report, they were baffled by the location of the bruises. There were a lot of bruises on the lower legs, and yes, that could have been from a fall. But there was also an abrasion on Natalie's temple by her left eyebrow. There was a bruise on her left cheek and a significant bruise on her right forearm. Noguchi had said the injuries were consistent with a fall from the yacht and an attempt to climb onto the dinghy.
No way.
The detectives thought the bruising was more indicative of an assault
Yes.
and that some of the bruises had occurred before the drowning. but coroners could not verify this one way or the other. None of the men on the yacht that night were ever looked over for scratches or bruising. Again, they call it accidental. In 2013, the court was presented with enough evidence that Natalie's death was changed from accidental drowning to drowning and other indeterminate factors. So it's reopened. Then in 2018, Robert Wagner became an official person of interest. Right now, the 94-year-old actor, he could be 95 by now because I wrote this a while ago,
Probably 96. Let's be real.
is only a person of interest. And with that, Robert does not have to speak to the police. Not until he becomes an official suspect in the case. And although the investigators have the statements of several witnesses, their biggest being Dennis, they just don't have enough evidence to name Robert a suspect. Seeing that this case is already 43 years old, I'm
Yeah,
not
he's as
sure
old as
how
he
likely
is.
an arrest will ever happen.
Oh, that's just infuriating.
Okay, I'm just going to throw some things out to you. To be honest, when I heard about Natalie Wood's death, I was a sophomore in college. And I thought she had died because some horrible accident. Just like,
Yeah, I mean, I was always told she was just drowned.
yeah. I mean, this is terrible. She was on a boat with her husband.
She
I
was
didn't
drunk and she
really,
drowned.
I really didn't know anything about it. You know what I mean? And I wasn't curious. It's another Hollywood actress that, you know, it's suspicious, true, but I just never got into it. But now looking into the case, I really have big doubts.
Big doubts. Do you remember something about a candle being lit?
In the wind. No. I don't know anything about a candle.
Elton John. Okay. There was, oh man, I think it was a documentary I watched years and years and years ago about how like a candle that was on a table in the yacht, like it was burnt down. So they measured how long it took to burn. So that's how long. Maybe I'm thinking of something totally different. I don't know. I'm writing it down. Candle question mark.
All right.
Google this on our after hours. I'm telling you.
Question is, Dennis DeVerne, is he making these statements up for publicity and money?
Is he alive?
Yes.
Still? How old is he?
He says no.
How are all these people surviving so long in their lives?
Well, Dennis was a young man when this happened. I mean, you know, 20s, maybe 30s, 20s probably. He says no. He's revealing the truth, and his guilt from hiding it has eaten him up.
Good, yeah.
So
I mean,
let's assume he is telling the truth. And there are witnesses that are backing up his story.
yeah.
People moored close to the Splendor saw Robert and Natalie fighting. And there's
Could they be
also
misremembering? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but could they be misremembering because
They fight all the
fought
time.
the first night, remember? They fought the very first night and
Yeah.
she went and stayed at a hotel.
yeah, but they weren't moored in the same place. Remember, they moved to
Oh, that's
the
right.
Isthmus.
Don't you remember?
So yeah, no.
Yeah. No. No. Yeah.
Other witnesses also came up and said that they heard a woman screaming,
In the
In the water. yelling for help.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
That just gives me like chicken bumps. Like,
So let's
Oh.
look at Robert. Why did Robert insist on going to the more quiet side of the island on that fatal night? Question mark. The weather was bad, visibility was poor, and there were rocks in the water that one had to navigate.
so why didn't they cancel their trip to begin with?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Maybe he wanted Christopher to see that side of the island. Maybe it was his and Natalie's favorite side.
There's
Don't
something
know.
just so wrong about this that he's assuming they're having an affair. He invites only him out on the yacht, and then you do all of this. And I'm sorry. I know he's a great actor, and I know my husband loves that that mouse churned that cream into butter scene. But I
You
hate
gotta quote the I mean, you gotta say the movie you took that from.
Catch Me If You Can. But but I hate that he hasn't said anything. You know he knows. You know he knows. He has to know.
Just doesn't want to get. Just doesn't want to get involved. Okay. So, another question. With the bad weather, why did he want to anchor instead of dock the yacht? Maybe that's something that he and
But you
Natalie,
said that other boats
always
were
did.
already.
Not very many. So,
But I mean, he's like, oh, they're here.
well,
It shouldn't
and
be
maybe
that
it's
bad.
something that he and Natalie always did.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe they did that because they're well-known actors, and that
So they
was
have
the
to
way
stay
to
away.
stay,
Yeah.
away. So I'm throwing these questions out, but also kind of answering them with.
I've noticed. I'm just kidding.
I'm playing both sides.
No, I like the bias.
If he did kill Natalie, was it planned or did he just snap?
I think it's both.
There was a
think
lot
he's
of
thought about
alcohol
it.
drunk that night. Natalie was no wallflower, as I said. As reported by witnesses, they were both screaming and shouting at each other. The red down coat that Natalie was found wearing over her nightgown. There's a question that I had. Some say that Robert put it on her to weigh her down. Not sure I see it. I don't see that.
Yeah, why was she dressed?
It
in
was
that?
very cold that night. I think that if the argument led them outside, she would have put it on.
Well, she left on the dinghy with the guy, with the captain guy during their last fight to go stay at a hotel. Maybe she was like, I'm leaving. I'm going to go to another hotel. I'm going to go get Dennis. Is that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And make him take me. And then more fighting ensued. And then he just.
Well, again, so she probably put the coat over her nightgown.
Yeah, to leave and probably go. Stay at another hotel
Unfortunately,
again.
the coat did weigh her down and could have contributed to her drowning.
And she can't swim, so.
One source said it weighed 40 pounds the morning they found her, having soaked up a lot of water. It was a down coat, so.
What is that? I'm just assuming like a very large coat with like down feather in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know.
Originally, Robert said that he thought she might have climbed the dinghy and taken it to the island. Never.
So his story has changed.
Then the idea of her tying the dinghy because it was slapping against the yacht. These are all. First, he said
excuses, yeah.
she took the dinghy. Then she tied the dinghy up because it was slapping against the yacht and she fell in. Maybe she was so drunk that she thought she could do it, but most likely, even drunk, she would never have.
And
she'd
the cops
been
are
too
like, "Oh, we're not going to question him."
So many questions, and only one person can tell us what really happened that dreadful night.
Christopher Walken.
Or are there two? Are there two people that could tell us?
Ooh. What? Wagner?
Wagner and
Christopher Walken.
just leaving it hanging in the air there, girl.
Got it.
He's staying away from it.
I know.
I mean, he had nothing to do with her death or even her mystery. He had nothing to do with it. He's probably thinking, I'm going to shoot myself because I agreed to go on this trip. You know, I don't think he knew what he was walking into. So, you know, and then he's stuck on this yacht.
Say that then. But then say that. But then just say, hey, there was fighting. I have no idea what happened. I came out for a good time to have a party with my friend. But nothing.
I'm sure
And I feel like that's made it worse not saying anything.
his lawyer spoke.
Good boy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was really interesting diving into this because, like I said, I was around when it happened and I didn't really think much of it. I was too busy doing my own drinking, I guess. I don't know. But this was really interesting. And there's so many questions. So many questions that are just left unanswered. And him being, what, 95 now?
Well, I hate that it wasn't investigated properly.
No,
Point blank,
everything's
that
gone.
Could have been answered.
Everything's gone. These poor detectives that opened the case, you know, what did they have to go on?
I mean,
Nothing was done.
her poor daughters. Well, shall we?
We shall. How's that drink?
It's almost gone. I really tried to drink it slowly so I don't like just slur.
I don't know. My friend Brenda, shout out Brenda, thinks it's hilarious when you get a little tipsy.
So do a lot of people, and I hate editing those. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Oh my gosh, what are you saying?
So it's nothing to do with Natalie Wood at all.
We're moving on. Do you want the notebook to start taking notes now?
I can do that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to
Like
do
question.
anything else. Man,
It's like the best pen.
do I have to write this big?
Well, no. I write large. It's the best pen though. Once you start writing, it's smooth. You know when you find like the right pen? That's probably my favorite pen. Okay. Nobody cares. Obviously, Natalie Wood was in a lot of movies. I think the main two I just adore her in were Miracle on 34th Street, and you never
I didn't cover
talked
West
about
Side.
West Side Story.
The Sharks and the Jets.
I thought you said shucks. Like, oh, shucks. I didn't talk about it, but Sharks and the Jets.
No.
Miracle on 34th Street and West Side Story. And you have to watch the black and white of Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh,
I've never watched that in color. I know they've like redone it in color, and I can't. Yes, so only the black and white one, and that part with the little Dutch girl gets me every
I know.
single
I know.
And my boys even know that now because they will turn and look at me as soon as they see that part where they're lining up for Santa, and they're like, "Oh, mom's gonna cry." Yes,
I
yes,
know. I love that part.
And then West Side Story. I have so many stories about me as a little girl watching West Side Story. Write that down. Those are fun stories. Okay. Directed by Steven Spielberg. Original music by Leonard Bernstein. So, Leonard Bernstein, who at the age of 10, oh boy, you're so excited over there.
My phone.
Oh, who's your phone?
Yeah, and it was already cracked. So I'm really, really scared to pick it up right now. Go ahead.
Do you want to?
No.
Leonard Bernstein, who at the age of 10 had a great natural gift for music. His father, they weren't very wealthy. His father and his mother were both Russian immigrants living in New York. But his father refused to pay for his music lessons, so he worked and he gained money himself for piano lessons. The love of music and natural gift would eventually lead him to become a composer, author, pianist, and conductor. Although most notable, to me at least, is West Side Story. He wrote lots of music for opera, orchestra, and Broadway. He worked as a conductor of the New York Philharmonic, working as the orchestra's music director for almost 10 years.
Wow.
On the Town, a Broadway in 1944, made into a film, used his music in 1949, starring Gene Kelly, Frank Sinatra, and Betty Garrett. Wonderful Town, it opened in 1953 and it won 5 Tony Awards. In 1950, music and lyrics for the musical adaptation of J.M. Barrie's play Peter Pan, which opened on Broadway starring Jean Arthur and Boris Karloff.
Yep.
Do you know Boris Karloff? Who's that?
It's the scary movies.
1919 through 1968, Boris Karloff was in the movies. 1931, he was Frankenstein's monster. That was his biggest role. Now, besides working together in the Broadway show for Peter Pan, what do Boris Karloff and Leonard Bernstein have in common? They both, side eye, they both lived in the haunted location I'm going to share with you today.
Oh my gosh, that was on the tip of my tongue.
Oh my gosh, I forgot we were actually about to talk about a haunted place. They both lived in the Dakota Apartments in New York City. Now,
I like how you tied all this together.
Thank you.
Just like this string and this string. And this string way over here.
And I
Okay.
fixed there so smoothly, didn't I?
Yeah, the strings just went shoo, and now we're here.
Here
Okay.
we are. It makes sense. So, before I move on to the Dakota, I need to make note that if you're interested in the life and career of Leonard Bernstein, check out the movie Maestro. It's really good. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's starring Bradley Cooper, and it came out in 2023, 2022, 2023. I should probably look that up. It's about his life, the love of music, and the drama. Okay, so he left his wife for a while for a boyfriend in California. I mean, drama. Watch it. It's good. Talented man, fascinating life. Okay, the Dakota Apartments. We recently went to New York, and so that's why I was like, Mom, we have to wait because I need to go walk by and take pictures at the Dakota. I have known about the Dakota for a while. I know some of its story, but just like you digging into yours, it's fascinating. It's so much fun when you actually dig into something. It just,
Especially if it catches your attention and you're just like, oh, I want to know more.
I love that stuff though. So it was really fun to go to New York and actually like go around. And I was telling Alex all these fun stories, and it's beautiful. Okay. It's this gorgeous, stunning, luxurious apartment complex in New York on the west side of Central Park. So it's literally right across the street from Central Park. The address is Central Park West and West 72nd Street to be exact. The building took 4 years to build, with construction ending and doors opening in 1884.
Wow.
Yes. Can you imagine New York City in 1884?
No.
Looks nothing like it does.
It's 100 years before I graduated from college.
From the beginning, only the top of the top lived in the Dakota. You had to be somebody to live there. From the beginning, even to this day, you have to be somebody to live there.
Even now?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
It was founded by Edward Clark, the man who started the Singer Manufacturing Company. Singer, the sewing machines. Obviously, Dracula's monster,
Boris.
Karloff. And actually, so after he filmed Frankenstein, he lived in these apartments, and apparently all the children there like avoided going to his apartment during Halloween.
He was not an attractive man.
No, he was very scary looking.
He
very
was.
tall, lanky, scary, and perfect Frankenstein's monster. But he like the children would avoid going there, especially on Halloween. That's like a story that is told about Halloween there. The children were afraid of him. Poor guy. Okay, so famous people that lived there. Rosemary Clooney, Judy Garland, Judy Holliday. More recent years, Bono, Connie Chung, Maury Povich. You know who Maury Povich is? Very Jerry Springer guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Lauren Bacall, gorgeous old Hollywood actress. It was Humphrey Bogart's wife. She actually lived at the Dakotas for over 50 years.
Oh my gosh.
She died of a stroke in her apartment in 2014. Another famous death there, and why I knew of the Dakota, was where John Lennon lived, as well as where he was killed. So those that were like, oh, that's weird music that started off this episode. That was not normal music for Killer Hangover. That was written by Dangerous Schmidt. He wrote that
for me.
No way.
And it's a mix of our normal intro and Imagine.
He is just, he's just the
I
funnest
wanted to talk about
guy.
that at the beginning of the episode, but I didn't also want to
Right.
give away what
Spoiler-
I was.
spoiler alert.
Yeah. But isn't it wonderful? Go back and listen to the intro again.
Dane,
Music.
thank you.
And I will play it at the end as well. I think it was great. I mean, that's a hard ask too. Play me Imagine and our intro, merge it together, but make it different enough that we don't get sued. And he goes, okay. I mean,
my gosh.
he is amazing. I love that. It's just, he's so talented.
He
I
is,
wish my brain could.
and so nice. Oh my gosh. He is the nicest guy.
So Dane, thank you. Thank you. Very talented. Okay, so I love Lennon. I love Beatles. Like, love it. Most of my records upstairs, that's what they are. Anyway, it's a big deal to be able to move into the Dakota.
I guess.
There's background checks. The application goes deep. Like, look back into years and years and years of tax returns, your history. Like, it goes real deep. Before I go into the history and the hauntings of the building, I did want to share a fun rejection list.
Okay.
That I found of people that were turned down applicants to move into the Dakota. And these are more recent names, okay?
Fun.
Madonna, Cher,
Oh.
Billy Joel, Judd Apatow, Melanie Griffith, Antonio Banderas, which I find really funny since Melanie Griffith and Antonio Banderas have a daughter named Dakota. Dakota Johnson is their daughter. I just find that kind of ironic. Alex Rodriguez.
Wow.
You can play ball for New York, but you can't live in the Dakotas. Carly Simon. And I even read that when Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes were married, they were denied. Probably because Scientology.
Oh.
I think you just can't have like any
controversy at all.
I don't know.
That is so interesting.
Wait, don't come at me. I'm just quoting the
I
article
know,
I read.
but you wonder what their criteria are, you know?
I know.
I'm going to go apply.
Mom, I don't know that you could afford.
Don't worry.
No offense.
I don't have to dig that far.
No offense. I don't know that we could even afford to step in to the Dakota. So it's got this. It has. I'm going to post pictures. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm doing a montage of photos as I speak. Isn't it beautiful? I'm just all beautiful. But there's like this gate. Think the Arcadia. It's very Arcadia.
Murders in the Building.
Murders in the Building.
Love that show.
It is very Arcadia. So there's a giant gate to walk into this building, and there's really no other way. And there's a guard that stands outside.
Oh, there really is. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
A picture of his guard house. If you're on YouTube, there it is. Yes. And he then will escort people in and out. And then there's like, Mom, it's gorgeous.
Wow. Wow.
I want, like, they don't let people go in for tours. They don't let people, you cannot just walk into this building at all. Which, I want to see it. 1884. Are you kidding me? Just the history of it.
That would have been so cool.
I mean, me and every other New Yorker probably
Yeah.
once, not that I'm a New Yorker. Me and any other tourist would love to just go in and,
Sure.
you know,
Oh, well.
especially with famous people living there, they have to be safe. Okay, so now that we know who lived at the Dakota, the creative, the talented, the wealthy, let's look at the Dakota. Designed by the same designer as the Plaza Hotel, it has very similar architecture.
Isn't that where you stayed?
No, I did not. I wish, but we did go have tea there.
Oh, that's right.
We stayed right next door at the Park Lane.
Okay.
Another gorgeous
But you did mention the
hotel.
plaza.
But we were right next to the plaza, and we went and had tea there. Oh, during Christmas time. Are you kidding me? Dream come true. That was seriously dream come true. As a little girl, oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, the Dakota, a very Gothic looking, like a castle. It has high gables, ironwork with dragons, and a pirate. Okay, so I'm going to show you some pictures. There's some
They got the high gables, very gothic looking.
Yeah.
And then it has this ironwork like around the, oh, look, there's Santa Claus crossing in front of the street there. This ironwork, there's like these gargoyle dragons and like a pirate.
No,
I-
it's a like a Zeus or
He's got to be
a
some kind of a god.
hmm
They have the original gas lamps still hanging there in the entrance today, all and they're like fires, like it's gas lamps. Tenants must keep original architecture, doors, fireplaces. Changes have to be approved. It's a historical building.
Right. Okay.
So, like I said, only the fancy people live there. When it opened, it was okay. So when it opened, it had grass croquet courts, a rose garden, room service, a restaurant, a laundry service, a housekeeping staff, a gym, tennis courts, a clay tennis courts, a fireproof staircase. Actually, what's interesting about there's no fire escapes on this building.
Oh.
Did you notice that from the pictures? It's just this big castle looking thing.
Yeah, you're right.
And
There's nothing.
those tacky fire, there's no fire escapes on this building. And I don't know how they
Can get by.
yucky. I wonder how it's up to code nowadays. There's got to be something. I don't know. But when they built this, they architecturally made it fireproof. So they took mud from Central Park and they put that between brick. And then so you had brick and then mud from Central Park and then brick. So essentially it's supposed to be fireproof.
Okay.
And it must be because obviously there's no fire escapes. So, wow. Yeah. The other thing that the building had or has is an in-house power plant for heat and air conditioning. So nothing ever went out for the tenants.
Oh my God.
And apparently the boilers in the building are strong enough to heat everything in a 4-block radius.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So that's all the big things, but all the little details of the luxury apartments make it even more
Luxurious.
luxurious. I mean, the woodwork is beautiful. Huge bookcases up to the ceiling. I mean, high ceilings. These are not your normal 2-bedroom little dinky apartments. These are like 4 to 12 bedrooms. Huge.
Oh my
rooms.
gosh.
Some of the photos I saw of the apartments, it just gorgeous. And there's not a lot of photos of, I mean, because these are private residents, famous people. They're not going to post their interior. And the history of the building and the people that live there, it's just so cool. Ornate fireplaces, arched windows and doors, mahogany floors. Okay. So Beth, where does your drink come in? Because I know that's that's the one string still dangling for mom.
It is all the
That
way
just
over
does
there.
not connect. Edward Clark. Hold on. That's not the person. Yes, it is. The founder of the building, Edward Clark. He had an apartment there. And in his apartment, he actually had sterling silver floors. This is a sterling silver drink. That's what this was called.
Sterling silver floors.
Floors.
Oh, wouldn't they get scratched?
How would you polish that? Wouldn't that get slippery? You polishing
Yes.
it like every day?
And they tarnish
How?
in the corners.
I wonder if it's still there.
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
So if you live in Edward Clark's apartment, and I know you're listening to us, can you please let me know how you're upkeeping your floors?
Just like
So anyway, talking about Edward Clark,
Oh, yes.
let's chat about his ghost because he seems to be the most commonly seen spirit at the Dakota Apartments.
Well, he was the founder of it. I mean,
Yeah, duh. His spirit was first reported as being seen in the 30s. Apparently, an electrician was in the basement updating and working on the building when, and during his time of work down there, he was visited by a spirit with, quote, a short beard, large nose, and wire glasses. 4 times,
the nose really stuck out.
apparently. Seeing a picture.
Hey, you're kind of slow.
That was good.
I'm just zinging it tonight.
I'll give that one to you. That was good. Seeing a picture later on as Edward Clark, he identified him as the spirit he saw. Yep, couldn't miss that nose. Got it. The spirit was agitated with him down in the basement all 4 times. He was seen, he was pacing and glaring at the electrician. Because if he's found her, he was probably like, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, probably.
He was totally a mansplainer. Like, totally, like, he was.
Oh my gosh.
His mom's biggest pet peeve. So he's pacing back and forth, obviously very agitated with the worker because he's glaring at him. And then he would stop pacing and would take off his toupee and start waving it angrily at the worker's face.
Maybe he's smelling something.
Oh, he's just like, you're doing it wrong.
Imagine seeing a ghost take off their toupee.
Imagine seeing a man take off his toupee and start just shaking it at you angrily.
But they can't speak. So
Oh gosh. In the book,
the poor guy's probably going,
4 times this happened. I mean, after the second time, I don't know that I'd go back down there.
that was kind of funny.
In the book, Life at the Dakota by Stephen Birmingham, he shares a story of a little girl that was first reported being seen in the 20th century. He wrote, quote, "A beautiful blonde child suddenly appeared in the corridor wearing high white stockings, patent leather shoes with silver buckles, and a dress of yellow taffeta that seemed to come from another century. She was bouncing a red ball. 'It's my birthday,' she said. And still bouncing her ball, she disappeared down the corridor."
Oh my gosh, she actually talked. Wow.
The description of the little girl in a yellow dress matched no child then in the building, and she has never been identified.
Oh.
It's my birthday. Isn't that creepy?
That is creepy.
And, I mean, she's explained in such detail. Silver buckles on her shoes. Were they sterling silver?
Pretty sure
I
they
mean, but all the detail. And she spoke with a red ball, bouncing a red ball. In an ABC News article from 2015, it said that a little girl stands with a red ball and waves at passersby from the lower floor windows.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We were looking into windows as we were walking by
Of course.
because, you know, that's what I do. I mean, that's what I do. I love looking into windows. Okay, I'm not a peeping Tom. That sounds really weird.
I love looking in windows.
I'm nosy and I like to see how people
Okay,
decorate
I'm
their
sorry.
homes.
Who doesn't?
Okay, and
Who
if
doesn't? It's
York-
nighttime. You're walking down the street and somebody has their curtain open.
And if you're in New
Of course.
York and it's nighttime, there is no curtains. Like you can see right into these people's apartments. And I love to see their artwork and how they decorate. I love
Yeah,
it.
That's not
But
peeping.
you're also walking by this very famous building. So I am peeking in, and even their like storage area and down is so clean. It's crazy how just nice all this is. Okay, anyway. And I didn't see a little girl with a red ball, though. I looked. I was
course
looking in
not.
all the windows. The scariest story I read when researching the hauntings here, and boy, there were a ton of scary stories, but I'm only sharing a few. The scariest I read was a spirit that was first seen by a construction worker in the 60s. The spirit is described as having the body of a man, but the face of a young boy. The figure never said anything to the
Like how young?
I'm just telling you what I did.
I mean, like
7.
with a
Man's
man's body.
And the figure never said anything to the construction worker, just stood there and stared at him. That is so creepy. What is that noise?
It's my dog.
Your dog's whistling out of his nose when he sleeps?
He's just sighing because he's happy.
Fun story I read about a wealthy couple that lived there. They both shared with one another that they were hearing footsteps at night in their apartment. Not above them or in the hallway, but in their apartment. And then they noticed heavy furniture and rugs being moved on their own. The husband's coming home from work one day, and as he's walking towards his apartment from the street, he sees this huge crystal chandelier hanging in his living room.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, my wife must have bought a new chandelier or something.
Oh, that wasn't there before. Okay.
No, he's like, that is a huge new crystal chandelier just hanging in my living room. Okay. Casual, just a brand new crystal.
Okay.
No big deal. So casual. But when he gets to his apartment and walks into his living room, there is no chandelier. Looking at the ceiling, though, in the living room, he does see where old bolts could have held a chandelier at one point.
Oh, wow. The
Ghost
ghostly
chandelier.
The ghostly chandelier.
Oh, but of course, there's also the story of the woman in white. She apparently is seen around the apartments carrying a rose. And her story is kind of spooky.
Red rose.
Apparently, she was the mistress of a married man that lived in the building. Because history always repeats itself with the stories. We know that she took her own life because he would not leave his wife, blah, blah, blah. But the story goes that the moment she died, her ghost appeared in front of the man and his wife. Terrified, the man ran to the mistress's house to check on her and found her body laying on the floor holding a single rose. It is said that only unfaithful husbands and wives see this woman in white carrying a single rose.
Oh.
So she's kind of like an omen, maybe, that your significant other is cheating on you.
That wouldn't be an omen. That would be like a telltale.
Isn't that what an omen is?
Isn't an omen what's going to happen in the future?
She's a current tale of what is that?
A telltale. She's a tattleteller.
She's a tattletale. She's a tattletale. Now, obviously, I have to talk about Lennon. John Lennon of the Beatles fame. I mean, I even need to say that. He and Yoko Ono moved into the Dakota in 1975. Yoko Ono still resides at the Dakota. Okay. And according to a ton of sources I read, she always brings plates of sushi to all the buildings get-togethers.
Oh.
Both Lennon and Yoko Ono were very spiritual. The apartment they were interested in purchasing had belonged to actor Robert Ryan. Discovering that Robert's wife had passed away in the apartment, the couple wanted to hold a seance before moving in. And during the seance, they made contact with Jessie, the wife. She apparently told them, I'm not leaving, but don't worry, I'm not going to bother you. They moved in. Many odd occurrences happened to Lennon in the short 5 years he lived there. Claimed to hear spirits. He also apparently saw a UFO one night from one of his windows. And he also claimed to see what he named, quote, the crying woman. A spirit dressed in 1900s clothing. She would just cry and walk and cry and walk.
Thus, the crying woman.
Clever name, Lennon. Others also actually have seen the crying woman. She was seen so often that a local reporter made it a point to seek her out at a party held at the Dakota. He was enjoying the gathering when he heard her. He heard crying, but no one else at the party was reacting to the crying he was hearing. He followed the sound of the crying out of the busy party and out into the hall. He didn't see her, but he still heard crying. He follows the crying around one corner, then another, then down a long hallway, where at the end of the hall was an open window. Once he arrived at the window, the crying stopped. Back to Lennon. I watched this creepy video on YouTube with him. I mean, to me, it was creepy. He's laying in bed in his apartment. Lennon? Yeah. Okay. He's laying in bed in his apartment in the Dakota, and he's reading fan letters out loud on camera. And one letter he reads says, I was using a Ouija board, and it predicted that an assassination attempt will be made on you.
Whoa.
Yeah. This, unfortunately, did come to fruition in 1980 when Mark David Chapman shot and killed Lennon on the steps of the Dakota. Chapman had been hanging around the Dakota since the early morning when he stopped Lennon on his way leaving for the recording studio. Chapman had Lennon sign a record for him. So he's leaving, okay?
Okay.
He signs a record for him. Later that night, when Lennon is arriving home, Chapman shot Lennon 5 times. Lennon pulled himself up, tried to pull himself up the stairs of the Dakota, but died there on the scene. Chapman sat on the curb in front of the building reading Catcher in the Rye until police came and arrested him.
Okay, here's a question. So there's no way, no other way to get into the Dakota except through those 2 gates.
So I wonder if that gated area was open to public access, but he's on the street. So down there is like where cars could drive in. They must have a garage underneath because
Okay.
there is a place where cars could
Well, that
drive
would
in
make
and like
sense,
trash
yeah.
bins and everything. And there are some stairs down there. So I'm wondering if there was like a side staircase. Because I walked around trying to find Lennon's stairs. And maybe I'm an idiot, but I didn't see stairs on the outside of the building.
It'll be interesting to know whether they had it on lockdown at that time.
Yeah. Because that gated, they had to have, because they have so many famous people living there. Maybe I missed him. I probably did. We went to LA and I never saw the Hollywood sign. It's really embarrassing.
Why would you admit that? It's really hard to miss.
Alex saw it multiple times and I don't know if I was looking at something else, but he's like, oh, there's a Hollywood sign. And I'm like, oh, wait. And I just didn't see it.
Oh my gosh, it's so
We were only there for 1 day, so it's not like we were there for multiple.
hard to miss. It's right there and it's very large.
I missed it and I missed Lennon's stairs. I admitted it.
Well, Lennon's stairs. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so many have reported seeing Lennon in and around the Dakota. Some say he's seen from his apartment's window flashing the peace sign. Yoko Ono herself claims she has seen him sitting at their piano playing and exclaimed to her, "Don't be afraid. I am still with you."
Oh.
So they have right across the street from the Dakota in Central Park, they have strawberry fields, is what they called it. And then they have an Imagine symbol made. I'll post a picture. There's the picture. See, it's beautiful. Of tile, it says Imagine in Central Park. It's really pretty.
Cool.
It was really neat. Now let's get back to where this all began. Leonard Bernstein. After he passed away in the Dakota, might I add, his 4-bedroom, 4-bath apartment at the Dakota sold for a measly $20.5 million. He is, of course, said to haunt his old stomping grounds. I think all that creative energy does something for his place. I mean,
even residual energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he haunts his old apartment, so much so that the new tenants of his apartment hold seances and try to reach out to him and other spirits. Now, I don't know that they do that now, but they held a seance. And these aren't yours and mine kind of a seance. No. This is a seance in the Dakota. So it's a fancy seance. I mean,
With sterling silver.
the apartment was only $20.5 million. So
Good Lord.
just a little seance. An article was written about one of the seances in the New York Times in 2017. And I'd love to read you some excerpts
Please do.
from the article to end the episode. New York Times article. At the stroke of 5 p.m., a doorbell announced the arrival of Princess Noor Pahlavi, 24, a daughter of Iran's exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi and granddaughter of the late Shah. She brought cheese. The attractive clique was very The attractive clique was very dressed up, and in the mahogany paneled drawing room with its brooding Victorian decor, the scene resembled a crossover episode of Gossip Girl and The Addams Family. Just a note, This was released in the fashion section of the New York Times. Miss Milstein works in business development for Joy, a tech startup that makes interactive photo albums. For the seance, she wore a pink and gray striped halter dress and embroidered lace-up sandal booties, both by Fendi. Mr. Milstein, who graduated from Yale in May, paired a green Fendi blazer with a Club Monaco top, rag and bone trousers, and Gucci fur-lined leather slippers, personalized with tiger appliques. A light coating of tinted foundation smoothed out his cheeks and forehead. To set the seance mood, a grapefruit and cucumber toka candle scented the air. As a candelabrum flickered dramatically on the piano, crystal ice buckets chilled mini champagne splits alongside a bottle of Jack Daniels and an arrangement of pastel macaroons. My seances have never looked like this.
Well, I've never been in a seance, nor shall I ever, but
Never been to a seance, but I've done like Ouija boards and stuff, or like tried to communicate with.
I just think, yeah, don't people just sit at a table and like,
You better wear Fendi. That's all I gotta say.
I don't even know what that
Oh, I'm
is.
not done. You wouldn't. Can't believe you just admitted that. They assembled around the piano as if it were a coffin, and Mr. Milstein distributed pages printed with the lyrics of songs associated with the Dakota's departed tenants. Tenants, same thing. The group touched glasses and, accompanied by Mr. Pegler on piano, began a medley that included Mr. Bernstein's Maria from West Side Story, Imagine by John Lennon, and playing along with the evening's theme, Taylor Swift's I Don't Want to Live Forever. For 20 minutes, the only spirits present appeared to be the Jack Daniels. But as the Steinway tinkled and voices and voices filled the room, vibrations rose from deep beneath the earth, like a musical giant shifting in its grave. Or perhaps it was the A train. And that is the end of episode 10.
So
I have to save that for our tears.
wait. So they got all dressed up and brought cheese and
Champagne.
little champagne things. And Jack, I mean, seriously, they can
He
do.
graduated from Yale. You have to have some Jack.
You
Oh,
couldn't
we should
do.
have just taken shots of Jack. What are we doing?
You couldn't do better than Jack. I mean, just kind of. Anyway,
Oh, who's fancy now?
but then they thought that the seance would just—it's not calling anybody. It's
There's a
just
princess there.
sitting around and singing.
There must have been some kind of a seance, but this was in the fashion section, Mom. They're just rubbing our noses and all their fancy.
Now I'm really scared to sing anything.
Taylor Swift really brought them all in, brought them all together.
What?
Anyway, that's the Dakota.
Wow, that was so fun.
So there was a lot of ghost stories. I know I didn't do too many, but I knew this was going to be a longer episode. But like there is an elevator that constantly gets like these slash marks in it.
Ew.
There is, they think it's Frankenstein's monster. They see like this lanky guy kind of walking around. Yeah, there's a few different haunts.
But wouldn't there be? I mean, the building is
Absolutely.
so
88.
old and it's had so many personalities, big personalities in
Think
it.
about the lore of it, the building itself from the beginning. From the beginning, it's been a lockdown. Only who of who can live here. Who of who? Why doesn't that sound
Who's
right?
who?
Yep. Can live there from the very beginning that it opened its doors. So the lore of this place already has got to hold some kind of an energy to it.
Plus, if everyone's having sing-along seances, it's it's got to bring
Be invited to one of those.
it's got to bring spirits in.
Sing along seances. Oh man.
No,
Wait,
yes.
Yeah, no, yeah. Oh shoot. That's Dakota.
It's Dakota.
Dakota. All right. Well, that was a good one. Um, so 2 more episodes left. You're gonna miss us. You know you guys are. So join our Patreon if you haven't already. Uh, it's after hours. That's what we're calling it. So I'm literally gonna get on the Google for this after hours and Google these questions just live on the
On the Google.
on the Google on the episode after hours. Right.
Well, I'll join you after hours and we shall discuss.
What? Boring episodes, just Beth Googling crap. I mean, that should be a series all on its own. The things that I Google, though, are so random. I mean, how to do fractions with my 10-year-old,
That was fun.
how to pronounce certain things. It really bounces around.
Oh, mine too, totally.
You literally just Googled, why is my dog shaking? So
It's like, how fast does this pill take to kill someone?
So Alex is playing some video game and he was asking ChatGPT questions about this video game of like how to do stuff in some game. I don't know what game it is. I don't really know. But then he like got out of it, whatever. And then the next day he gets on and his wife had died in the game or he'd killed his wife in the game. Or I don't remember. Something happened with his wife in the game. So then he jumps on ChatGPT and he asks, where can I bury my wife? Where can I bury my wife? Forgetting that. So it's like a new ChatGPT. Where can I bury my wife? But thank God ChatGPT is so smart. It remembered that he was talking about the game before.
Oh, thank goodness.
Can you imagine? But those are things that we Google.
I mean, really, honestly, if somebody were to look at our history,
Oh, we're screwed.
oh, we're totally screwed.
Totally screwed. But we have this wonderful podcast as evidence. It's our alibi.
I don't know about alibi, but it might.
That's a fun little segment. Our alibi for murders is no, anyway. Well, I got a little sippage left with my worms. Just my worms just sitting in this sippage.
Yeah, me too.
It's a good one, Mom.
It was so much fun.
Cheers, Mama.
Cheers. I love you, kid.
Oh, a worm just hit me in the face.
This has been Killer Hangover Podcast, an original production written, produced, and designed by yours truly. All of our amazing music that always sends shivers down my spine was thoughtfully crafted by Dangerous Schmidt. And the other thing that gives me those chicken bumps, as we say, is you guys. Big love and huge thanks to all of our listeners. You truly make these hangovers possible. If you liked the episode, do us a favor. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen. If you want to get in touch, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Killer Hangover Podcast. or shoot us an email at killerhangoverpodcast@gmail.com. Until next time, stay safe, lock your doors, drink some water for that hangover, and call your mom.